recording this at 2:35 in the morning. It's spooky month, and for those that don't know about it, there's this artist challenge every year called INKTOBER. 31 drawings in 31 days is the classic way to participate. You're supposed to make a drawing in inks for each prompt and then post it. Super simple challenge. Of course, I'm a digital artist, so I'm cheating, but whatever. Every year up until now that I've participated in this challenge, I've really tried my hardest to really do my best. I've often designed characters or drawn full backgrounds with full color and shading, and it's done wonders to improve my speed. This year I'm practicing a different skill, that of simplicity. I'm a huge perfectionist, so letting something be simple and quick is really hard for me. But if I can learn how to use Blender for both 2D and 3D animation on my own, I can do just about anything. The first prompt was Dream. To get myself in the swing of simplicity, I set myself a 5-minute timer to do the sketch, and this sleeping cat was produced. I decided to use only black, white, and red for all of the prompts, so I slapped those colors in after getting the inking done. I also found this really nice hatching brush to give each piece some more contrast and variety. I considered shading with red but decided against it. The second prompt was Spider. The first thing I drew was these two spiders, but I decided I hated it and started over. In years previous, I had made a rule against drawing fan art, but I got rid of that rule this year because it felt like doing Hollow Knight. According to in-game dialogue, Hornet is supposed to be a spider, although you could have also told me that she was a bunny and I would have believed you. To make the piece more interesting, I drew her using one of her silk attacks and called it done. The third prompt was Path. I drew the silhouette of the monster girl at the end of a path surrounded by bushes. I wanted the focal point to be on the girl's eyes, so I used hatching to make a sort of mid-tone for the path and the bushes. Not much else to say about that one. The fourth prompt was Dodge. The first thing that came immediately into my mind was Sans Undertale, because, well, look at my other videos. I'm autistic. I was initially concerned about the colors I had limited myself to, but I remembered that in-game fights are black and white anyway, with the only colors being that of magic and red people juice. So I stuck to the tried and true. I'm really happy with the poses I picked for Sans and Frisk. I think it looks a lot more dynamic than some of the other dodging poses that I had in my head. I'm probably going to make this one my computer background for a while. The fifth prompt was Map. I really didn't have any immediate ideas for this one, but after thinking about it for a while, I remembered the map in the Wings of Fire books. That map is very unsubtly a dragon, so that's what I decided to go with. I traced over an AI-generated dragon to speed things up, and then filled it up with mountains and forests. Halfway through I decided to crop it in because it was getting too big and too complicated. Then I went about making the different sections contrast with hatching in colors. Despite the time saver at the beginning, this one still took the longest out of all of them. The sixth prompt was Golden. This is where the colors I picked did not work in my favor. I drew a crown and kept using the red I picked. It's rose gold. The seventh prompt was Drip, and the first thing that came into my mind was a mushroom. I love mushrooms more than a normal amount. I just think they're really cute and really interesting. I mean, just look at them. They look like they're wearing tiny hats. Again, to speed things up, I traced over an existing image, even though the first pose I drew for the mushroom was perfectly fine. I just wasn't happy with the perspective for some reason. The eighth prompt was Toad, and I think this one speaks for itself. He's a little goober with a fat dumpy. What more could you want? The ninth prompt was Bounce. There's not a lot to say about this one. I wanted to do more than just a red circle, so I drew a few keyframes of a ball bouncing animation and made them shiny, and it was done. I thought about actually animating it, but I decided against it. Now that I'm looking at it again, the white motion line makes it look like a beaded necklace, and I actually really like it. There's something nice about something so simple. The last prompt was Fortune. This made me think of tarot cards. I don't really know anything about tarot cards, but I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that they're used for fortune telling. So I drew the tarot card guy from Cult of the Lamb, along with 4 possible cards you can get from him. If you haven't already, go play Cult of the Lamb. It's a great game, and it's really cheap. And it's wonderful, and the animation, and you get it. And that's 10 prompts out of the way. It might seem like I rushed through this a bit, and that's because I kind of did, but I really did enjoy drawing all of these. It's fun to unwind a little and not make everything so perfect all the time. All of these are simple and imperfect, and I used some big shortcuts in some of them, and it made it more fun for me to just let myself have fun. This is the first year where Inktober hasn't been stressful for me, and I love it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I have a Patreon and a Ko-fi where you can commission me. I'll see you all next week in a super cool video where I become an evil spider person. Bye-bye!